All right, welcome everybody and greetings for color fans to another Metarog video. Yes, we're done with the Marvel Value Stamp project. That was over almost 2 months worth of videos, and now we're getting more into our regular set of quirkiness, shall we say. And some months back, I did the complete run of Ghost Rider 1 through 81, gave you my thoughts, etc. And I asked if you would like to see all his crossovers, or in this case, really his appearances that are not in his main title. And I think it was a resounding yes. So now that I have time, I figured, let's do that. Let's get that done, right? Because otherwise, a lot of time will pass, and then sometimes I'll forget and so forth. So let's get going. We're going to start with his first appearances in his debut series in Marvel Spotlight. And again, this is not a crossover. This was his first appearance, full stories, etc. But again, it wasn't in his main title, so I'm including it here. So first appearance, obviously, in Ghost Rider and Marvel Spotlight 5. Oh boy. Yes. And by the way, that background there is from Hero Illustrated. They did some hero histories like that, so I figured that'd be a good backdrop. Let's see what about that glare. Okay, let's take care of it that way. All right, so there you go. Ghost Rider 5, kind of a lower grade copy, but I got one, right? So the next one is Marvel Spotlight 6. Oh, did I say Ghost Rider 5? Marvel Spotlight 5, of course, folks. Boy, it's late in the day here, shall we say. All right, and there he is in 6. I'm going to go kind of quick through these. 7, Mike Plug is doing the covers here, and he does some of the interiors. I'm going to be doing a special on Mike Plug here in the next few months, so I'm not going to focus too much, but that is a lovely cover. Look at that snake attacking from down there, and those reds. Oh, yeah, lovely. That was number 8. And here we have 9. Yeah, really enjoyed. Obviously, is one of my favorite characters, as if you've seen my channel for any length of time. So me doing this is quite a joy, as you can imagine. Okay, so Son of Satan actually debuted in parts of him debuted in Ghost Rider, and then here is his first full appearance. But the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider also appears in here. Obviously, is sort of a supporting character at this point, but he definitely appeared in Marvel Spotlight 12. All right, let's go through the rest of his very early appearances. Some of these are, again, very minor, like this one. Let me put it this way. Yeah, I think the glare is worse that way. Like in this one, Avengers 118, he has really nothing to do with this issue, except like a one-panel thing where, because Dormammu has got all these things going on in the Earth, he's there, Ghost Rider's helping out, defending it, but it's just like a one-panel appearance, really very minor cameo. Oh, I got these backwards. Okay, there we go. The next one is first appearance with Spider-Man here in Marvel Team Up 15. And they take on the Orb, I believe, but he's not on the cover. But yeah, that's his first Team Up appearance. And then very soon after, he teams up with the Thing in a very cool story here when they take on the Miracle Man. What's his name? Yeah, something like that. It's a cool story. That's all I'm saying. And again, this is one of those you really don't need. It doesn't move the needle for Ghost Rider at all. It's like a one panel or 2 panel thing as well. Like when the trial's going on, there's like all kinds of, riots and so forth. And he shows up there just sort of passing through, shall we say. So that, again, I'm just showing it just for completeness sake, but it's very minor. However, these are not. He then joined the Champions of Los Angeles. And he appeared in throughout the whole series except 2 issues. And I'll show you those also. But it starts here where they formed in Champions number 1. And then the story continues here in Champions number 2, where they take on some of the deities, some of the Roman and Greek deities here at Champions number 3 and number 4. Okay. He does not appear in Champions 5 or 6. Although, obviously, they take on the Rampage there, but he's off doing something. I forgot what exactly. Next appearance is a pretty famous one here in Marvel Premiere 28, where he joins up with these other monsters to take on an alien entity, I believe. Forgot the story. And then here, this is actually a crossover with Ghost Rider number 20. I think this is the second part of the story. Or no, this might be the first. Well, I don't know. It's one of the first. It's either the first or second part. John Byrne did the art in both those issues, by the way. And then here, again, very minor appearance where the Avengers are trying to assemble a new team, and the champions, I think, show up and were considered, but you know, he just talks, I think, in one panel or something like that. So again, you can skip that one, no big deal. Then, of course, we pick up the champions again with 7. Of course, he is back there. He is back there on the cover. And 8, I guess, continuing the story here against these the Russian super soldiers. They weren't called that here though. 9, and then I think 10 is where that kind of ends up. Then the next one, the next issue is a treasury. So let me see if I can get this thing, and there it is. Let me pan it up here so you can see the whole top here. It is Marvel Treasury Edition 13, where it's kind of a framing sequence, I guess, where Ghost Rider shows up with the champions. But, you know, so again, it's not a regular sized comic at all. But I figured, again, for completeness sake, it's a minor appearance. It doesn't really, you know, again, doesn't really add to the character in any sense. But it's a fun kind of little sideline there. All right, let's finish up here. Then from there we go to, I mean, these are all in pretty much chronological order, by the way. So, yeah, kind of, jeez. Sorry about that, folks. I'm not reshooting this. No, I'm not reshooting this. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna make it better. I'm gonna be like the $6 Million Man here. All right, here we go. Sorry about all the looping and all this. Let's see, one more. There we go. So again, champions. Here we go. John Byrne starts at this point. 11 and 12. And then 13. And then actually, I believe this is next. Human Fly number 2, where he guest stars. Less said about that, the better, as far as I'm concerned. But it is an appearance, so I got to show it. Then, then he appears in 14 and 15. Okay. Then we get this Marvel Team Up 58, where it's interesting, this issue here, because at the end he does something that Spider-Man does not approve to. Let me put this a little bit. Yeah, there. He does something that Spider-Man does not approve in order to defeat the villain, which I think is the Trapster. So you can start to see that, you know, the Ghost Rider is kind of losing control. He's not Johnny Blaze is not totally in control, that kind of thing. Although as a Marvel Team Up, it's sort of like a little bit of a preview of that kind of loss of control, right? Then he appears in Champions number 16, which is then a 2-part story as well, which crosses over into Supervillain Team Up number 14. Okay. Again, these are in chronological order, so they're kind of wonky the way that they work here. And then the last Champions here is number 17. The last Champions, but they do here, actually this is before that one, I do believe. Invisible Iron Man Annual number 4. As you can see, the Champions with the Ghost Rider down there. 1977 at this point. And then here is sort of the wrap-up of the Champions. It was kind of an abrupt end there in Champion 17. So here they kind of wrap it up. And I believe he only appears kind of in a flashback to, you know, when they officially dissolved, I guess. But here the Angel does appear, and I think, who else appears? Iceman, I think. Jeez. All right, enough of that. Enough of that. Let's get rid of this here, because that seems to be the culprit. All right, we're finishing up here. Almost at 10 minutes. Then we got Marvel Team Up number 91. Sorry about all the avalanches here. And then Defenders 96. Really good cover here. Really nice. Look at that flame cycle. Yeah, nice cover. I forgot who did this. Not Tom Sutton, I don't think. And then again, he appears in another Marvel 2-in-1, number 80. And then he's one of the mourners, or one of the heroes that that shows up for when Captain Marvel was sick with cancer and ultimately passed away from it. So he does appear here a few times. Again, fairly minor appearances. And then he takes on the Avengers here in 214. Yeah, pretty good story as I recall. And then his very last appearance before Zarathos was separated from Johnny Blaze is, believe it or not, Team America number 11. Now, he appears in it in Ghost Rider after this, true. But this is his last, crossover appearance, not in the main Ghost Rider title. Not the way I would have wanted to go out, but, it is what it is, So that's it. Those are all his crossover and, non-main title appearances of Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. He does appear in Defenders later on as Johnny Blaze. And then also he doesn't appear again for almost a decade. And then he appears in the next Ghost Rider series from the 90s. What's the guy's name? Oh well. Whoever that next guy is that appears as Ghost Rider, then he appears in there, but not as a Ghost Rider, but as Johnny Blaze. All right, buddy, this is kind of a meandering video. Sorry for the avalanches and hiccups and all that, but I'm not taping this again. So this is what it is. I did show all the covers, though, so they're in there. All right, buddy, be kind to each other, be blessed, and be back.